This VBook for the ProductCamp Cincinnati I-Square event focuses on the goal, the process, and the results. The goal for this I-Squared event is to identify 3 things that we could do to solidify the Cincinnati region as an ice epicenter. We're going to define the next steps for each of these 3 things and then identify an ECAPL, that is an energetic, champion, advocate, passionate leader, to drive each of the 3 things we've identified. So that's what's going to happen. That's our goal: solidify the Cincinnati region. What are the things we could do to solidify the Cincinnati region as an ice epicenter? Now, the process that's to be used in this goal, to reach this goal, is outlined here, and just quickly going through the timing of the event, which is down here. We have milestones and minutes, and where this comes from, it comes from LITA, or Lean Ideation to Action, where we have a 1 hour event length, actually 50 working minutes, and this gives us start and end times for these steps in the process. So that's what's down here, and then here are the actual events in the process, or the actual steps in the process. We're going to have people generate ideas cards where they present what their idea is for reaching the goal. In parallel with that, they're presenting pink or process cards that says, okay, here's how we can change the process if we need to. So that's identified here in the creating the process cards as a secondary thread that's going on here. So after we've created the ideas, we will be forming teams, and that'll depend on how many people are present. So if we have 10 people there, we'll have a team size of 5 and 2 teams, if that's the way it plays out. We're then individuals that created these cards will present their ideas to the team. The teams will select 1 or 2 of the ideas to move forward. These teams will then present to the group, and then we'll go through a step called, is there an ECAPL in the house? So what we're looking for here is the whole concept of an energetic, champion, advocate, project leader. And to find one of those, each selected idea must have one of these, because if you don't have one of these, nothing's going to happen. So we look at an ECAPL must have energy to drive it, and I like to think about energy equals passion plus time. So passion to do to carry out the action, and the actual time to do it. Now, you might wonder, well, how do I know if I have passion? This is what I like to use about that. Think about that. I have passion about something if I thought I had spent 1 hour doing it, and it turns out I had actually spent 4. That's when you know you have passion for what you're working on. So that's the concept of this ECAPL, or energetic, champion, advocate, passionate leader. So after we go through that step, we're going to then move to the ideas that are left. There'll be regions in the room for each of the ideas that are left, and we want each person then to move to the idea that you think is the best shot of reaching our goal. Again, recalling the goal is solidify the Cincinnati region as an ice epicenter. So this is where we will be selecting the top 3 to move forward. And that is the group vote step. In these 3 groups, then, we ask everybody to move to one of the 3 group go forward ideas, and then as a group to discuss the green, or create green or go cards for the next step. There we have the idea, describe what is going to be done, who is going to do it. Again, large and legible things, and the who becomes the ECAPL's name, and the contact information is ECAPL's contact info. So that's what we'll be doing when we identify the next steps. Once we have done that, we're essentially done, and we're going to then evaluate our process by doing voice votes on 4 different areas: results, process, value, and fun. Noting that we've spent a certain number of person weeks doing this, did this investment have that value? And then finally, we'll do a wrap-up activity where we celebrate what's happened. After the session is over, sometime after that, we'll be posting the results of whatever where we came out with there. The three move forward ideas for reaching our goal. So they will be posted here on the ProductCamp Cincinnati ICE Squared website. So that's what's going to be happening, or what would have happened at ICE Squared. So at ICE Squared at ProductCamp Cincinnati. So we'll be pursuing that through other avenues to see if we can make something like this happen.